It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
Here in the north, the Yaller horn is about to sound and send two teams to battle here at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Ball teed up, Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And off we go from Minneapolis. Ty Chandler to return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
All J.J. has ever done in his career, no matter where he's been, is win. And there is something to that. I know at times it's hard to measure how much of it was him, how much of it the people around him. Most importantly, just ask his teammates over the years. They love playing with him. That is a characteristic that's important, and I don't think talked about enough, Kate. Do your guys in the huddle want to play for you? Do they believe in you? Everywhere J.J. has been, he's lit up that huddle, and success has followed.
He'll get this to Jefferson. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
And now this defense is on that sack board and sets up a pretty good chance here on 3rd down. It's a little bit like blood in the water with sharks when it comes to taking sacks. You can feel it as a quarterback. Once that defense gets one, they're hungry for another.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
Now we'll see Ryan Wright come on for the Vikings to punt this away on 4th. His work begins at the 31. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State 4th-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest players to root for their success in the NFL. I think for me and for many others, it's based on all he's overcome, from tough playoff losses to significant injuries. But his leadership, his stats, his ability to play like an MVP in big moments, at his best, he really is all you could ever ask for.
Brought in by, he loses the football. It's picked out by the Vikings, going the other way. And they make the stop, we're going to say it about the 37-yard line. Did not want to start like that. They get their shot to show what they can do. And they cough it up immediately, and they're off the field in one play.
Did you see what I saw there, Kate? I think I saw the excitement leave their body as somebody else was on top of that fun ball. If you're the type to believe in omens, well, this is a very worrying start to this game.
Minnesota all set to go for its 2nd drive. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening 1st down as they take the field a 2nd time. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First carry here for Aaron Jones. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Pass is caught, it's T.J. Hawkinson. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Able to find Hawkinson. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Malik Hooker with the tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. It's Jones on the toss. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's caught for the first. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings parlay the turnover into a lead. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Now it's Will Reichert on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Dallas sending its offense out for the 2nd time this game. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Throw secured by George Pickett. And he'll get it up to the 44. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Trying again, following the sack. This ball's caught by Pickens. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
Vikings defense countering with a nickel look. Third down coming. Dak now from the gun. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys can have a little fun with him in practice this week because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Cowboys punting it away here on fourth, and it's the long-time vet Brian Angeron now. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Vikings are going to take over from deep in their own side. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up second and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Second and 3 now. On play action now, McCarthy. Bails out of the pocket, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
Play calling could be a little bit of a love-hate relationship. You love the first down run. You hate the second down sack. And now you're in a third down situation where you probably got to put it in the air.
All right, Cowboys showing nickel set. Third down. Looking to throw, McCarthy. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Punt meets him at the 28. And he's brought down before the return gets far. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. Ball at the 33 for first down. Dak off the play fake. Chased out to his right. Here's pressure, and he's dropped by the Vikings. Following the play, one of the Vikings in some distress as they hurry the medical staff out to look at him. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Another try following the sack. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with third down.
First sack, wobbled the cart. This one, I think, sent it off the rails entirely. Taking the L. on each of the first 2 plays leaves this offense looking at a very unlikely third down pickup.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down. Prescott to throw. Out to his wideout, it's a screen. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
The Cowboys sending out their punting unit. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. He takes the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it's going to be Vikings football. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones gets it. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Malik Hooker with the tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
2nd down carry for Jones. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. 7-0 is our score. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. We're ready now for the 2nd quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Catch is made down the right sideline. This play heads out of bounds. Marker down, though, Brock. Could be some free yards here. Just a momentary loss of focus, a break in discipline, and not a good moment individually as he gets hit with that personal foul. A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10. Running it after the penalty. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Jones once more. Oh, he trucked that defender. And some great extra effort to keep that run going for a nice gain. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the 2nd one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. Smith able to put it through. It sails right through. A beautifully placed football.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what we're looking for in the call sheet.
Here's Reichard, set to kick this away. Here's Kavontae Turpin on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Cowboys offense headed out there. They now trail by double digits after that last score, Bronk. It's 10-0 partway through here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Dak to the air here. Completed here to Pickens. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10, Prescott. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. 2nd down coming up.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to the well again. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. It's going to be a pickup of about 2. That leaves him with 3rd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Prescott now on 3rd down. And the Vikings rush brings him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
This is one of those situations where QB's strength and ability to run can be a great blessing, but can also be a curse. We've seen him use his feet before. This guy can escape, and that's a blessing. But it can be a curse because sometimes you think you can get out of everything, and this defense just proved he couldn't.
Brian Anger on now to punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Fair catch called for, and he brings it in. Looks like right at about the 29-yard line. No return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. McCarthy throwing here. Connects with his back, Aaron Jones. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Sets him up nice and pretty at the 25 following that big play. 1st and 10, here's Jones. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Staying on the ground with Jones. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
Throw on 3rd down. Rolling left, buying some time. Oh, he's going to run for it. He slides down inside the 5-yard line. An even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
1st down from the red zone. He breaks a tackle. The rookie from Notre Dame able to take him down.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
The nose of the football inside the 1. Here's 2nd and goal. Mason does not score. They not only stop him, they backed him up a couple of yards.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. They'll run with Jones. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. The Vikings in position to attempt a field goal. So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. This from just 23 yards away. Smith able to put it through. And that will add to their score.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Cowboys about set to take over. They trail 13-0 here as they go in search of their opening score. They've got 1st down from the 31. Now here's Prescott. Fits it through the middle. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 22. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Throwing on 1st is Prescott. Gets it to him on the screen. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 38. Hits him on the out route. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Dak throwing again. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Another throw for Prescott. It's caught, Ferguson. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Running back sent in motion. This one's caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the gun is Prescott. He's got it. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
3rd and goal, Prescott. And he takes it into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys make it a 1-score game before halftime. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock, getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Cowboys get it back to within 6. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. Drops to a knee, and that pesky final second runs off. So we're to the end of our first half. So we've reached halftime in Minneapolis with the Vikings out in front at the break. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. In the first half, we saw a solid outing by the quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. He connected on a touchdown pass in that first half, and that's a big part of why his guys lead at the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Reichard, set to kick this away. Turpin with a return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Here comes the Cowboy offense for the opening possession of the third. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's brought down by a collective effort there, only 1 yard on the carry.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Finds him on the crossing route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Here's 2nd and 11. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Prescott here from the gun. He's on the move. He's running for it. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They'll come up 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Finds him over the middle. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
From the red zone now. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
Blitz coming, Dak. Oh, the football's loose. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
You know, Kate, that's a stop they're going to use as teaching tape for an entire season. Heck, the offseason. Back pressed against their own end zone, making an impact play no one expected to force a fumble. His effort directly kept points off the scoreboard, and it's that type of effort the coaches want to see from everyone on the field.
Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's a give. Fullback headed up the gut. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Counterplay, Jones. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, if the word safety was used, and it's not a lot in NFL locker rooms, but if it was at halftime, it was about safe throws, good decisions, consistent plays. It was not about a safety to begin this 2nd half, and that's what we nearly saw. Not the kind of start this offense wanted. It's got to overcome a bit of adversity.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. Ryan Wright's the one to send it away. Short drop, and he gets a kick away. He'll take it in short of midfield. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And it'll be their football. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
As a corner in this league, well, you can go to the Pro Bowl if you can cover. If you want to be an all-pro, you stick someone like that.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Here's the lone back on the handoff. They're working a couple of yards past the line. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
3rd and long for him here. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because the quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
So 4th down brings out Brandon Aubrey to try for the Cowboys field goal. From the left hash, 54 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Brawley's set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Chandler now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Vikings and Aaron Jones headed back out there on offense. And what we saw in the first half wasn't an anomaly, partner. They've kept throwing it to him as we work throughout the rest of this game, and the results have been just as good. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Backfield is empty as they motion him out right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Moore going to motion over right. Now a give up the middle to Jones. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. On play action now, McCarthy has his man. It's Addison. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Running right, this is Jones. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's into the hands of Moore. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. And the Cowboys bringing on an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. He's got to drive this one 53 yards down the middle. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll double their lead to 6.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Cowboys offense now headed back to the field. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger...
Another carry for him. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. So nothing but a pair of field goals added to the board as we arrive at the end of our 3rd quarter. The Cowboys have it, but some work to do in the final frame. They're trailing. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They give it to him again. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 48. Setting up the screen. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Dak now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. Pickup of 5 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And they'll stop him after a minimal gain, down to about the 36. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 36. Completed over the middle. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign where they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Design bootleg here. Brought in right side. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when you're playing at game speed when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest targets, big old tight end, couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Now a give on the counter. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. 2 yards on that run. That's going to bring up 4th and 6.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them. Keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
Lengthy 4th down try here. They need 6. They're going for it. Here's Prescott. Has some room to work. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on 4th down, and they move those chains.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. Now they're going to have to buckle down.
And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas! The Cowboys come through to tie it in the 4th. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
That one splits the uprights, and the Cowboys take the lead on that successful kick. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Vikings now set to take the field. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. They've got 1st down from the 31. Motioning him from the slot right. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
2nd down carry for Jones. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Looking to throw, McCarthy. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. Getting out to his left. He tucks it and takes off. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Vikings trail by just 1. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. They give to Jones, right side. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Staying on the ground with Jones. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
And that's a Minnesota touchdown! So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
So a pivotal moment for the Vikings as they go for 2. They'll try to run it in. And he gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That puts them in a much better spot now. Up 7 here in the 4th.
You thought they were going to throw it, didn't you, Kate?
Could you tell? I did. I thought for a moment they might have been setting up to throw, but they stick to the ground and run it in for 2.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building, because there's all these pretty pass plays, all these creative designs, but don't ever get away from the simplest form of football, and that's running it right down your opponent's throat.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Turpin with a return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Cowboys and quarterback Dak Prescott ready to get back to work. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Ferguson's got it. Complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. Setting up to pass. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back, wanted to make this offense earn everything. And they just did.
Toward the sideline, and he's got Pickens. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll be first down, Dallas.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's first down. Here he is to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Now Dallas is going to call its second timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Dak throwing again. Completed to his running back. And this one doesn't go far. Final timeout taken by the Cowboys. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this third down. Throwing now. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In third and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass in a fourth down instead.
Need this to force overtime. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
The quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. The Vikings into victory formation here as they take a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So they are indeed kings in the north as the Vikings win it at home. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us?
All of us. Indeed, all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.